shape of the shell. It's round, it has a beginning, but it absolutely never has an ending. It took a lot of years for a few brave sailors to figure out the earth was round like you see, and not flat like they once thought it was. And once they figured it to be round, they would use the aid of the star here on the front. It would take them to a lot of different lands, places, and destinations. And once there, they would bring back things the world back home and never saw. One thing would be a flower so special that it would bloom in the dead of winter. The Christians fell in love with this flower. They would call it the poinsettia, and they would dedicate it to a special time in the life of Christ. The baby Jesus got a new flower. Should we flip it up? You'll see a lily, beautiful, pure, and white. The Christians like this one even better, and they would dedicate this to a more special time. And what better than the resurrection? But you can't have a resurrection without first you have the crucifixion. On the front of the shell is 5 holes. The 2 holes in the top and the 2 holes in the bottom represent the 4 nail holes in the hands and feet. And the one in the center is a Roman sword that would end everything as Christ hung on the cross. But to a sailor it's a little different, because the 2 holes in the top represent a low oxidated entrance to a perfectly formed Bermuda Triangle here at the bottom. And should a boat sail through the gap, they call it, without plummeting down, there's always that 50-50 chance they may not come back to tell the tale. Guys, without killing anything living, I'm just going to open the shell. Does anybody have any clue what's on the inside? No? Doves? Okay. Let's open it up and see. Very carefully I open the shell. From the inside of the shell, I will pull out the world's most perfect star. That star is perfect in every way. There's not a flaw in it anywhere. And they can't be, because there would be no flaws in the Star of Bethlehem that would lead the wise men to the manger. But like the lady said a while ago, there's a bird out here. It's a bird of love and peace, and it's a bird of direction. If you see it, you follow it. It will lead you back to land every time. It's a bird that's been used from the Vatican to magic shows, and from magic shows to matrimony. It seems that anywhere love and peace has been, somewhere a dove has played a very vital role. Let's suppose now I break my star down into 5 pieces. From that star comes 5 tiny little white doves. Folks, as you look at the doves as I pass them around, notice 2 will be larger than the other 3. And that's the 2 used by the greatest sailor of all times. You would know him by the name of Noah, as he would send out doves to bring the olive branch. Those other 2, well, that's the offspring of those first 3. And they've been guiding sailors in safely and creating love and peace ever since Noah put that first spear on the ark. Well, guys, you've had a beautiful day today. And I hope you learned how a strip boat works, how things get started. I always end my show with a quote, and I love this quote. It's by a very famous man, and it goes something like this. It says, I often wonder why we're so committed to the sea. It's because I feel like we came from the sea. It's an interesting biological fact that we have the exact same amount of salt in our veins as contained in seawater. Therefore, we have salt in our blood, our sweat, and our tears. We are tied to the ocean. It matters not if you come to swim, to sail, or simply sit back and watch the sunset. We all love it because we're coming back from whence we came. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. John F. Kennedy. Thank you for choosing the Hurricane 2, folks. Hope you had a real big time. Thank you. Okay, folks, we're going to the back now.